What's up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we're going to be working on the K24 by putting the transmission all together. But before we start that, we want to go ahead and take the rear main seal. So this rear main seal doesn't look that bad in my opinion, but I got to replace it anyways. I have the new part right here. Here's the part number, and I'll also leave it in the link below if you're interested in getting one yourself. But before we start, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share comments what you think, what you like about this whole experience so far. More and more seeing the process, I'm actually very, excited, and hopefully I did everything on point just to make sure, don't have little to no issues. But anyways, enough me blabbering, let's get to work. So try get some oil and go ahead and spread it out on the new one. Just have it nice and sleek. Then you're gonna apply it evenly around as best as you can till it's flushed in. Get like a soft blunt instrument. You're basically massaging it all the way around as even as possible. So what I did, just because I want to make sure it's in properly and nice and even, I'll use the old one and kind of flip it in the opposite side, and then I start applying and just tapping all the way around. And then I kind of like just pull it out to inspect it to see how it's even. So I'll do that a little bit. Take your time. You don't want to push it all the way in. So you want to try to hit it all the way around evenly. Gonna come back and next thing feel it. See how it looks, and that's it. Now we already did the rear main seal. Let's go start on the clutch. So for the clutch I got is XD, and we got the pilot bearing right here. I just had to check it, make sure it's there. We're gonna need that. And then we have, I believe, the flex plate. So we got that along with some goodies on the side. I think this is the throwout bearing, which is right here hiding. Yep. So we have that ready. And then inside here would be the clutch, and obviously we have the flywheel. So I got a lighter weight flywheel. Figured I might as well upgrade if I'm gonna replace, right? So we got the upgraded one right here. When you handle it, try to go wear like a glove or something, clean it up, obviously make sure it's good to go. I'm going to reuse the bolts, and obviously torque them as well. I'm going to also use Loctite for that. Let's get to work. Okay, so before we install the flywheel, let's want to make a point real quick for the bolts themselves. So some of these engines were married to automatic transmissions. So when you get them, usually you will have like a flex plate or whatever that has automatic bolts. Now normally the automatic bolts, you can see right here, they're usually shorter than the manual. So I hope you can see that. And then also what you can tell if it's an automatic, if you see AT on it. So keep that in mind, guys. Do not want to use automatic bolts. They're a lot shorter. You want to go ahead and use the manual. So the manual usually will be described like for this one F12. So you definitely need that. put this in. So for the pilot bearing, you can see this is it right here. You want to have it inside here as evenly as possible. And what I like to use is one extension tool. It's just from a 1/2 inch, and basically apply it evenly, and then you just basically tap it through. Now when you do it, you want to be careful. Take your time. Don't force it. Don't be aggressive. It's just got to be gentle. As you see, we finally got it in, nice and secure, applied evenly. Like I said, when you're doing this, you want to be gentle, take your time, tap it, inspect it a little bit, come back again until it's all the way inside. So we're good to go. So next step is to install rest of the bolts to the flywheel. When you install them, I highly recommend you use Loctite for these bolts, and I'm going to torque them 86 foot-pounds all around. Now when you do that, you want to also torque them in like a star pattern, like you put a wheel on. So it'll be around 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you want to do that all the way around and make sure you get 86 pounds evenly all the way through. So let's do that. So I'm gonna go ahead now and torque each bolt to 86 foot-pounds. So I just finished torqued them all. I couldn't really torque it while the engine is like in this stance. When I was trying to, it keep tipping over, so I had to like put my body over it, and just to get a good leverage and then torque the bad boy. Also, the flywheel will turn. So I used the 1/2 inch extension, put it through the hole, and put it into an area where it won't really move. So you kind of lock it in place. But once you get that done and you torque the flywheel, you're good to go. All right, so I got some new gloves because you want to keep your hands clean, grease-free. And this is the pressure plate. I already cleaned the contact area, surface area. Because it has some grease on it, so you have to wipe it down with some brake cleaner. Now we have the clutch. You want to keep your hands away from touching anything that's important. But I want to share with this real quick. So if you can tell, the raised side of the clutch, and then you have the flat side. If you're not sure how to apply it or to install it properly, you want to have the raised side. The high side right here, that goes towards the pressure plate, and the flat side is going to connect to the flywheel. All right, so it was kind of difficult installing flex plate. Main reason why I don't have any guide to kind of like keep it together while I'm putting the bolts in. So I kind of had to angle myself to get it right. The fact that everything is on the floor. But once obviously you need this guide tool that you push through the pilot bearing that's inside, keep the clutch together, to keep everything together. And then you basically gonna put the bolts in. When you put the bolts in, you want to make sure that the thread is easy. If you realize you're having a hard time turning it in, check the bolts themselves. Check if it's aligned properly, whatever. So, but I need to put 6 bolts in. I'm gonna use thread lock on this as well. Torque this to like up to 25 foot-pounds. So I'll go like 22, 25. And once you torque it in, you should be good. And we move on to the next step. And there you have it, guys. So everything is torqued in, nice and snug. Now you can remove the guide and you're good to go. I went ahead and cleaned up inside the bell housing, try to get any excessive dirt and all that stuff. I use spray cleaner, spray it around. You use a cloth just to wipe it off. You use a brush, whatever you want, but I just use a cloth. I just wanted to make sure there's no excessive dirt. You can get some grease at AutoZone if you want. I had this grease for like forever. And basically you're gonna apply it to this area. Any area where it may cause friction, that's where you want to put the grease. So put that on the ball where the fork would be. Also, I'm gonna apply grease on the shaft. Now, we got everything together. Got the pin in the back. And we have the release bearing. Have it outward, like so. Try to install it all together. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to get the alignment in, but once you get it in, it should be good. There we go. You're gonna hear like a nice click, and you can test it. It's not going anywhere. Now it's done. I basically assembled the transmission to the block. I will tell you right now, it is a pain when you're doing this by yourself. I used a jack for leverage just to have it hoisted while I line it up. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is the video for today. Next video, we're gonna finally start put everything back together, connect all the wires, and hopefully we could do our first start then. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. Peace.